In a small village, there lived a man named Omari. He wasn't born wise, nor was he a saint. In fact, he was once known as the proudest man in his village, a master craftsman who carved statues from stone so exquisite that traders traveled for days to buy them. People admired him, and he admired himself even more. Every chisel strike, every curve was proof of his skill, and he made sure everyone knew it. But as the years passed, his fame began to fade. Younger craftsmen appeared. Their work was faster, their designs more modern. Omari's customers dwindled, and so did his pride. Instead of adapting, he became bitter. He avoided the marketplace. He stopped carving altogether. He isolated himself until the day he wandered to the edge of the river and saw an old stone lying half buried in the mud. It wasn't special, just a rough, unshaped rock. Yet Omari sat down beside it. Maybe it was out of exhaustion, or maybe it was the weight in his heart. Without thinking, he spoke aloud. "You're useless, just like me." The stone, of course, didn't reply. But in that silence, something strange happened. He realized that the stone didn't care. It didn't care that it wasn't polished. It didn't care if it was admired. It simply was. The next day, he came back, and the next. Day after day, Omari sat by the stone talking about his anger, his failures, his past glory. The stone never judged, never argued. It began to dawn on him. All his life, he had been like his carvings, sharp edges, carefully shaped for others' approval. And yet here was this stone, unshaped and still perfect in its own way. One morning, Omari brought his chisel and hammer to the river. He stared at the stone and thought, "I could make you beautiful." But a voice in his mind whispered, "Or you could let it be." It was the first time he didn't feel the urge to change something to prove his worth. Instead, he traced his hand over its rough surface and realized it was already whole. It needed nothing added, nothing taken away. That day, Omari understood. Peace comes when you stop chiseling at life to fit your expectations and start accepting it as it is. From then on, Omari's life changed. He returned to carving, but no longer to impress. Each piece was an offering, not a performance. He smiled more, listened more, and for the first time, he could admire others' work without feeling smaller. Maybe you've never spoken to a stone, but think about it. How many times have you shaped yourself for others' approval? How often have you polished your image until you could no longer recognize the raw, uncarved you? What would happen if you just stopped? If you allowed yourself to be seen exactly as you are, without the layers of pride and pretense? Because here's the truth. The people who truly matter won't love you for your shine. They'll love you for your substance. Omari kept visiting the river for the rest of his life. The stone remained unchanged, but it had transformed him completely. And maybe if you pause long enough, the stillness in your own life can do the same. So here's my invitation. This week, find your stone. Maybe it's a quiet walk, a journal, or just a few moments with your own thoughts. Put down the chisel. Let the edges stay rough. Let yourself be. If this story spoke to you, take a deep breath right now. And remember, you don't have to be perfect to be at peace. Thank you for listening. If you found something valuable here, give this video a like, share it with someone who needs a little calm in their life, and subscribe for more stories like this. Until next time, stay still, stay humble, and stay human.